Dan Rand talking about people getting angry when we talk about weight loss, nutrition. It's a hot button topic, and people get pissed when we talk about it or when someone brings it up. And I understand. Obviously, I'm talking more about it now because I've been paying attention to my nutrition and what I'm eating since January and kind of making a life change. So it's easy for me to talk about because I've been having success and I've been doing a good job with it. But it made me think, like, why do people get so upset about this? And I think this answer is actually simple. If you think about the way that society now has grown into our lifestyle of what we do, it's all based around food. And the problem is that the foods that we eat now are different than the foods that we used to eat when back in the day of hunting and gathering, let's just say, right? So the foods that we eat now are very high in sugar and carbohydrates. And when you have too many of these things, your body packs it on as fat to save it for another day, a rainy day. But it's never a rainy day because the food is always there and it's there in abundance. So it's like an uphill battle, and we're all fighting it every day because our society now and our lifestyle is based around food. Think about it. Anywhere you go, whatever you do, there's always an element of food. Almost everything. Even at a sporting event, food. If you go to the movies, food. If you're going to have a party, what kind of food are we going to bring? What are we going to have there? It's all based on food. If you're going on a trip, like, do we have enough snacks to make it through the day? Like, it's just crazy that the amount of food that we think about and the amount of food that we consume and the type of food that we eat. So it makes it very difficult for us to control what we're eating because of the different options that's out there and the lifestyles that we have. All right. So with that in mind, people can just kind of fall back on that and say, well, this is the way life is. I'm going to be 10, 15, 20, 40 pounds overweight, and that's just the way it is, and I'm okay with that. And if you're okay with that, that's fine. I got to a point where I wasn't okay with that because every year I gain 20 pounds and lose 20 pounds and gain 20 pounds and lose 20 pounds. And this year I said I'm not going to gain that weight back. I don't think it's healthy for me. I don't feel as healthy at 190 pounds. I just don't feel the way I feel like I should. So I want to do something about it. So I want to research and do information, find out information about all this stuff. So that's what I've been doing since January and watching what I'm eating and finding out how the body works exactly and all that kind of stuff. So because society is like this, we have to say, well, what can we do? I mean, to me, it's all about moderation. It's like an addiction of anything. We're all addicted to this food that we eat all the time. 3 meals a day, 5 meals a day with snacks and this and that and this. And so it's hard for us to manage the type of calories that we have. So you have to figure out what's good for you. And I tried to figure out a system that works for me, and it does work. I have a couple different things that I've done over this course of time for 5 months or so, and different levels. I started off very simple, and then I kind of looked into more research and found out different techniques and stuff like that. Then I'm just going to share some of the simple ideas that work for me. Now, just because it works for me obviously doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And I'm obviously not a doctor, so you shouldn't just trust what I'm saying. You need to research it yourself. But I just feel like at this point, I want to share some information that I have, and maybe it'll help some people, and maybe it won't. Or it might help you for a week or two, and then you'll decide not to do it anymore. And that's the biggest problem. The biggest problem is whatever you decide to do, if you really want to watch what you're eating and get healthy, is you have to stick with it. And it's hard to stick with it because of all the societal pressures that people put on us. Because if you're watching what you're eating and somebody else isn't watching what they're eating, they put pressure on you because they aren't watching what they're eating. So then they're upset and angry, even if they don't say they're upset and angry, but they are because you're doing something that maybe they're not doing, or they don't have time to do, or whatever the reason is, they're not doing it. Instead, they're having another cookie or something, and you're not having a cookie, and that ticks them off. And so then a lot of people, though, are ticked off about this. Because think about it, if you look around, about 80% of the people that we see are over their ideal weight, right? So why is this? Obviously, the society that we're living in and the type of foods that we're eating are just causing this issue. So it's not just an individual person, it's really the society here. But I'm not going to just say, okay, well, that's the way it's going to be. I want to do something different. So that's what I've done. So I'll put a couple videos together talking about some of these things. I just want to put this out there about my philosophy on this is why I'm doing it. And I just want to get information out there, especially to my friends and family who just maybe don't have the time to do the research that I've been doing on my lunch break, for the last 4 months or whatever. So I figure I just put it out there for you. But if you are going to watch what you're doing, good luck, and hopefully you get to feel a little bit healthier and your nutrition gets better.